And what does that mean? Hi, everyone, and welcome to Make Money Mondays, our first ever Make Money Mondays here at the Black Culture Talks channel. My name is Kim, aka Kim with the Gems. I'm actually coming to you today with the first installment on ways that I've learned to make additional income, generate additional wealth, and live a more independent lifestyle. So the first topic we're going to discuss is my personal review of Trade and Travel with Terry Igioma. If you haven't heard, Trade and Travel happens to be the #1 course on Teachables, or has been for a very long time, and it literally teaches people how to day trade or swing trade, short-term trade in the stock market to generate income. Their tout is you can learn how to make $1,000 in a day. And I'll get to if that's true or not in a minute. But basically, by the end of this video, you will know my top takeaways, my top 7 takeaways as a student in the program. I've been a student for just about a year and a half, maybe a little longer. And I'm just going to share some things that were, just new to me, and some things that surprised me, and some things that anyone who's thinking about taking the course or looking to generate income through the stock market may want to know or consider before taking the course. So I do have some notes because I don't want to forget anything. But before we move on, do me a favor, if you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you like anything you hear in this video, please hit the thumbs up. Again, this is the Black Culture Talks channel, where we discuss topics ranging from money to travel to health, all in a way that is relevant to us as a culture. So without further ado, I just want to start by saying everything that I say is my opinion only, my experience with the program. Other people may have different opinions, and I'm sure there's tons of videos that addresses those. But for the sake of this video, this is Kim, aka Kim with the Gems, personal experience with Trade and Travel by Terry Igioma. I definitely want to start by explaining what Trade and Travel is. I kind of talked about it, but Trade and Travel is a program that was created by a woman named Terry Igioma. Terry Igioma is a trader, a stock trader, and she has developed a life of independence, a freedom life. She definitely is not bound to corporate America, and is able and has been able to travel the world by generating income in the stock market. I was introduced to Trade and Travel by a dear childhood friend who told me about the program. I then watched the promotional video that Terry has. I'm actually going to link a video to Trade and Travel where she talks about and describes exactly what her program is in her own words. So check the description box for that information. I also had a interview with Terry Igioma, and I will try to link it up here somewhere. But if it's not, because like I said, this is the first, I'm new to this, so give me grace. It will definitely be in the description box as well. Or you can just check the channel and check it out.
The course is called Trade and Travel. And as we said, it's about trading, but then it's just living your dreams based on trading.
But once I saw her promotional video, I was literally sold. Here it is, another melanated Black woman with a passion to teach other melanated people things that have been hidden from us for a very long time. Now, caveat, a little bit about me. I have been a long-term investor for many, many years. I believe in the stock market, so I came in with that belief. I know the benefits of investing in the stock market. I also worked at a couple brokerages as a teenager, as well as I think my first job before going to college, HU in the house, was at a brokerage firm. And although I had a very administrative role there, I saw the wealth that walked in and out those doors every single day. And those traders that came to the brokerage house every day were literally there to get in and out of trades on a short-term basis. And the numbers, the amount of zeros, the 80 figures that I would see consistently on these transaction documents was staggering. But I definitely did not have the forethought or wherewithal at the time to dig deeper. So here comes Terry Igioma with her video talking about how she generates wealth and has generated wealth in the stock market on the short term. So check. Sister talking about making money and appeared to be authentic and educated and had a history and track record of it. I was sold. Then to add on the fact that the name of her course was Trade and Travel. So for those of you that don't know, I also have a community called Black Travel Culture. And it's a community that really celebrates, inspires, and informs Black people who want to learn more about different cultures through the experience of travel, who have traveled. They're also influencers sharing their stories as they've traveled. So I have a passion for travel as well. So that was just icing on the cake, right? She's talking about how she's making tons of money from international destinations and literally doing it from her phone. This type of trading was affording her the lifestyle of her dreams. So I was all in because I love to travel. I don't want to be stuck at a desk. I want to live that independent lifestyle. I wanted to know more about what she was saying. If that fits you, like if you are looking for a way to be more independent, but not be stuck to a desk and also have your money work for you to afford you that lifestyle, then this may be a course for you. Again, disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. I am truly just sharing my observations, not recommendations. So I guess we could just get into the 7 takeaways that I want to share from the course. What are my top takeaways? First and foremost, I could not believe how much I learned about my own psychology, how certain emotions affected me. I never thought about being an anxious person really in the past, but there's something about the thrill of the market that will have you second guessing what you thought about yourself. So I did learn that there were ways that I thought about trading that may or may not be considered healthy. But the great thing about it is within the program, there's portions of the program that really addresses the psychology that goes along with trading. As a long-term investor, it was really like a set it and forget it, right? So I would buy stocks individually as well as in my 401k from work. I never really paid attention to what these managers were doing, these financial managers who were controlling my accounts was doing. So it was a set it and forget it. But when you are actively trading, you have to have the stomach to do so. So I learned a lot about my psychology and was able to gain control of some of the things that may not have been healthy all through the Trade and Travel program. Number 2, what a powerful community. The Trade and Travel cousins are really priceless. It's a priceless community. There are meetups all over the world, actually. So with Terry having the #1 course on teachables, you can imagine that the number of students she has are vast, and they're not solely located here in the US. There are a lot of students here, and then there are also students internationally, Africa, Italy. I was on a call last night, and one of the students from Italy joined in. There's also students in the UK, lots of students in the UK and Canada. The list goes on. So you get to hear from your international trading cousins, but you also have the opportunity to form study groups. You have the opportunity to form accountability partnerships with the people in the community, which is super powerful. And not every trading platform that I've been introduced to since or even prior to has that. So it's not just a YouTube community. It is literally outside communities that are formed under the umbrella of the Trade and Travel program. And I've met so many dynamic people, and we push each other to be our best selves. And if someone sees something, they'll say something. If there's a trade that is ripe and ready for the taking that you may not be aware of, you'll get that notification. There's WhatsApp group, there's Telegram groups, there's Facebook groups, there's Clubhouse groups. So I love the power of the community. And again, I value that as priceless because these are relationships that have made us that much sharper, or made me that much sharper. Let me be specific to my experience. Number 3, what else was really shocking? There is a lot of money out on these Wall Street streets. Whew. The type of money that exchanges through the stock market on a daily basis, I never really knew. Even working at a brokerage account, I saw the numbers that we were responsible for. I worked at Commodities Futures Trading Commission, which is in DC, but again, in a supportive role. I got to see some of those numbers, but when you combine all of those numbers and including foreign exchanges, so from, China to the UK, again, all of the major countries have stock markets, and all of that you see, all of that money rotating throughout the day is just simply staggering. But the benefit of that is if you learn how to understand the market, then you too can make some really good money. And good is relative, right? So for some people, good money is, just to offset their bills, and then others, it's to literally generate wealth and to live an independent lifestyle from having to work at a corporation or, be bound to any one corporation. So there's definitely a lot of money being generated in the positive, but I definitely want to share there's a lot of losses as well, because the one thing about the stock market, everyone's not going to win. But the great thing about Trade and Travel, you learn how to take high probability trades. You have an edge on those who haven't been taught or gone to school or taking really sound trading courses. And so while there's definitely risk involved, As long as you do your due diligence, study, and make smart moves, then you mitigate those risks. Number 4. Okay, so real talk, let's talk about the price. The price of the course is not cheap. But I will share, we hear all the time, most things that are cheap, are they really, they're really not worth it. So yeah, we think about all of these discount clothing stores, then you buy a piece of clothing and put it in the wash once or twice, and then, it starts to tear or it starts to come unfurled. And it's just not worth it in the end to always go the cheap route, right? Now, occasionally you may find good deals at some, quality retail stores, and you get a bargain, and that's fine. But when we deal with the stock market, we do not want cheap. We want to know that we are getting a valuable instructor, right? If a college is going to hire Michael Jordan to take over their basketball team, right? If they're going to hire him to just be the coach, oh, they're going to have to pay. It's different than if they got someone that's not one of the greats. So you kind of, have to reconcile with the fact that while the cost of either $2,500 or $5,000 it can appear steep, the knowledge that you're gaining from it is well worth the price. And so let me break down the two prices. I am a VIP student. That means I learned her entire portfolio of trading. So there's a beginner course, which is Invest with Terry, IWT, Trade and Travel. And then there's the VIP course. The beginner's course is $2,500. $2,500 can be paid all at once, or it can be paid in installments. And again, check out the link in the comment section, and she breaks all of that down. But if you're in VIP, you learned advanced strategies to help really make you a high probability trader. And the course for VIP is $5,000. Once again, you can pay that all at once, or you can pay in installments. I am a VIP trader. If you can, go the VIP route, because there's just so many more gems that you would get from the VIP course that you don't get in the beginner's course, that really help to mitigate the risk and teach you how to spot things that are more advanced for a more advanced trader, but will help you protect your assets. So again, not cheap by any standards. If you go to college or go to an advanced school, some people are paying $25,000, $35,000, $40,000 for these types of courses. So I do think it's affordable, and she makes it even more affordable by having a payment plan. Cheap is relative, and cheap can also cost. There's a saying also, cheap liquor can kill you, or free liquor can kill you. It's one of the two. My mother used to say it. But anyway, so definitely be cautious of things that are cheap. You want to make sure that you're getting value out of whatever program you take, whether it be trading or anything else. And also what I found is by me paying that amount, it made me more accountable to showing up. We also know when things are cheap or free, we get distracted, diverted, we put it on the back burner. But when we come out of our pocket thousands of dollars, we tend to be more ready to show up, in a positive way, to make sure, our money doesn't go to waste. So yes, so the price is not cheap, but again, like I said, in my opinion, worth it. Number 5, let's be clear, no shortcuts whatsoever. There are no shortcuts when you take this course. You've already shelled out a couple $1,000s, right? You have to show up. There are modules that you have to watch. You have to practice and practice and practice if you want to be, see results and be successful. So it's not something that you just come in and think within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, you're going to come in and start killing the game and walking away with $1,000 a day. But I will say that it is truly doable if you show up and study and practice. There are coaching calls, there are study sessions, there are chances for you to take one-on-ones with some of the experts. So there's ways for you to really show up. There are just too many opportunities for you to get it right. So I started in August of 2020. I did not make the $1,000 a day club until December of 2020. And that was in my paper money account. Some say sim account, your simulator account. So you're really using fake money, monopoly money to practice. But in January, after I was sure that I understood the strategies, I had practiced enough, I decided to try it with real money. And I was able to secure the $1,000 a day club, which is part of Terry's community. So again, I joined in August, really didn't start the program until September 1, went through the 8 modules. So let's say 8 weeks. Let's average it out to 8 weeks. So we're talking September, October. Then I practice October, November, December. And then in January is when I made the $1,000 in a day club. 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 Now, what does that mean? The $1,000 a day club does not mean you make $1,000 every day, but it's that you have enough in the pipeline that you can make $1,000 in one day. And lots of people make more than that. And it's based on your risk and your reward. But if let's just say you do that a couple times a month, that's an extra $24,000 a year that we're talking. And it is doable. So there's no shortcuts whatsoever. You have to put in the work. You have to do the work. You have to study. You have to commit. You have to engage. You have to practice. You have to do the work. I've seen quite a few people come in and try to just attend the study sessions and not really watch the curriculum and fail miserably. And everyone understands why. They understand why. But in order to really be successful at this, you have to commit to the program. I took this so seriously, you would have thought I was getting my PhD. And it's okay. You could take it slow, because the other great thing is you have lifetime access to the program. You don't have to get it done in a certain amount of time. I chose to, I work on goal setting. I do a lot of goal setting. So by this date, I had to finish this module. By this date, I had to finish this module, and so on and so on. I want it to be done before the 8-week time frame, but you don't have to. So that's another positive. Yeah, so let's continue. The payoff is worth it. The payoff is worth it. I talked about the $1,000 in a day club, but that's just a fraction, right? You made this initial investment. You want to get that investment back. And if you set your mind to it, if you do the work, if you engage with the community, it is possible that you can do that within a few months. And depending, again, on where you're at financially, maybe even shorter, because it's the more you risk, the more reward you get. So for me, it was by February. So a year ago, literally a year ago, is when I was able to completely make my investment back and some profit. There was some, ups and downs, but cleared, not looking back. Investment plus a good amount of profit was February of 2021. And I'm still going. I got some things in the pipe now that are just paying off, and we're currently in a high volatile state, right? We're not sure what's going on overseas. There's a lot of confusion, but the stock market is still printing money. So yeah. And then the 7th and final takeaway is one that I think even more proud of than the actual returns, is the cause and effect that it's had on me and my friends and family. Because I've taken this course, anyone who's around me is going to have to hear about stocks, is going to have to hear about the positives of the market. And that wasn't like that before. As a long-term investor, I talked about stocks sometimes, but now it's like a daily conversation. It's like, oh, did you see, what's going on with Apple? Apple invented this new whatever, or Nike is, breaking records with their new shoes, or becoming more advanced with their online platform, or let's talk about what this metaverse means, or et cetera, et cetera. There's just so many conversations that I'm having with friends and family that they too are now getting bit by the investment bug. Not everyone's ready for trading, but they are now looking like, okay, I have to start planning for my future, really. And it's never too late. That's the beauty of this market. It's never too late to become a wise investor. Of course, the more time you have in the market, if you're investing, then the better, but it's never too late. And me learning how to trade now, I can say, has been one of the best things that has ever happened. So while there are so many more pros than cons, it's not super easy breezy. There's a mindset that has to come with it. But the beauty is, if you put all that together, and we're going to go over the 7 key takeaways one last time. If you put all that together, you have a winning formula. And this is something that we weren't taught as children in school. I didn't learn in college. Really, the benefits that can be addressed with short-term trading. Of course, things were different then. We didn't have as much accessibility through our phones, through our mobile devices, but the time is now to spread the word. And let's just quickly go over the 7 takeaways again. So first and foremost, You'll learn a lot about your mindset, your ability to control emotions or lack thereof, but you'll also learn how to recognize and pivot from any negative behaviors. It's a powerful community that, I'll say again, priceless, worth the price in and of itself, to have brothers and sisters across the world educating each other and keeping each other accountable and making friendships that I'm sure will last for a long time. You will learn just about the overall absurd influx of money in and out of these markets and how it makes sense that if you become a part of this and you learn the right way, you can benefit from it. It's just so much money. It's a lot. It's a lot of money out there. But you want to learn, because just like you can win big, you can lose big as well. The price is the price, right? $5,000 for VIP, $2,500 for the basic regular course. But when you can make that back, you will see that it's an investment, and it's a skill that you will learn that will last you forever. And so, again, like you pay to go to college, like you pay to, take online courses or certification programs, this is no different. And in a lot of ways, it's a bargain, because you can immediately, after practicing, go into the market, set a goal to get that money back, and do the 7-step strategy that Terry talks about. Check out the video. Now, again, the previous video where I interview her, she really goes into the 7 steps. You can make that money back. You have to put in the work. Put in the work. Do the work. And that's with any and everything. You're not going to be the greatest at anything without putting in the work. It just does not. That's not how the world works, right? For every excellent athlete, for every excellent entertainer, for every excellent author, for every excellent scientist, they put in the work. So it's no different with this course. The payoff is worth it. You will learn how to be more successful than not. You will learn that if you take 4 trades, even though one goes against you, the other 3 can be successful. So you will definitely receive the payoff at the end of the day. And then you will elevate your conversations. You will be able to, talk about this new world with friends and family who can then benefit as well. And the name of the game is, lifting as we climb. And so I wanted to share this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Once again, this is the first for Make Money Mondays. I will be coming back to you with other ways that I've learned to have my money work for me, generate side income, generate income to also, invest in the market or trade in the market. So stay tuned, hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Have any questions, add them below. I will get back to you. But trade and travel is the truth. And with that being said, I'll say goodbye. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. So yes, I will add the picture of the plaque and some other supporting documents to confirm I made $1,000 in a day.